Hello and welcome to this latest DPA video interview. Today I'm with Luke Walsh, Managing Director of Brainboxes. Today we'll be discussing the subject of condition monitoring. So Luke, can you start by telling us a little bit about condition monitoring, please?
Yeah, hi Paige, great to be here. Yeah, condition monitoring is where you want to know the health of an asset. And what I mean by an asset is a machine that is critical to a business. So take, for example, a train company. Their assets are the trains, and they want to know that the trains are running smoothly and correctly over the track. And so what they need to know is the section of track comfortable for our customers? Are the wheels on the train turning correctly? Are the motors working? Is it warm inside? Is there vibration in the cabin? So there's all these different factors that they'd like to have continuous data about so they can understand whether their key asset is running correctly. And running from a train to a factory, there is lots of machines on a factory floor. Each machine has a very important process in the production of widgets. And so the machine operators, the factory manager, wants to make sure that the machines are continuously running correctly. So condition monitoring is being able to always see the critical aspects of the machine that allow you to know that the machine is running healthily, so that it's producing widgets or it's delivering passengers to a station on time.
Okay, so following on from that, what are some of the benefits of condition monitoring?
Right, so if I contrast what we used to do to know the health of a machine to what we can do now. So previously, you'd have to stop the machines and you'd have to send an engineer to check various aspects of the machine. So in the case of the train, you'd have to pull it into a special siding and you'd have to go through maybe 1,000 checks to check how the wheel's spinning, to check how each motor's running, to check whether the cabin is functioning correctly. In the case of a machine, you'd have to stop the machine, which obviously means stopping the whole production line, and you'd have to make sure that the motor was functioning correctly, any heating elements were working correctly. You'd have to make sure there was no dirt or dust in key places within the machine. And the problem with maintenance, even though it's critical to the performance of a business, is that you typically have to stop things in order to perform the maintenance. So the key benefit of condition monitoring is now you can typically do condition monitoring while the asset is still running. And that's a game changer for business, because they're going from weighing up stopping assets in order to check their health versus continuing to run them to produce more widgets. They're weighing up those two key criteria versus now you can continuously monitor the critical components that you need to remain healthy in order for the business to function correctly.
Okay, can you explain how condition monitoring can make for better financial returns?
Absolutely. So, I mean, take a train company. So we're working with a train company in the UK, and what they want to know is our journey comfortable for our passengers? Because if it's not comfortable, what they have to do is put in an emergency speed restriction. And what that will mean is the trains over that particular section of track have to slow down. So they might have been going at 100 miles an hour to get from station A to B. Now they have to travel at 50 miles an hour. And that can lead to delays and backups and bottlenecks in the line. Now, all these things cost money. Not only that, the train operator gets fined by the government for every minute of delay. So they've got targets set by the government, but they also have targets set by their passengers. They have expectations of reaching their target station within a given time frame. And so the passenger can ask for their money back if the train's late as well. So there's a clear financial incentive for the train companies to make sure the track is smooth and comfortable, and to make sure they can get their customers from A to B in a timely fashion. Same with business. When a machine's producing widgets, the business is typically making money. But if the machine isn't producing widgets to the correct quality, there'll be a lot of scrap, which costs money. Or if you suddenly have a breakdown, then the whole of the production line has to revert into a reactive mode, where they're suddenly battling to fix the issue as quickly as possible. And when you're in a key situation like that, you're typically willing to spend a lot of money for parts. And so you pay over the odds to get a part to you quickly, or an engineer to you quickly to resolve an issue. Whereas with condition monitoring, with a product such as this, you can in real time monitor lots of different aspects of the machine. So our BB400 allows you to connect to lots of different types of sensors. For example, vibration sensors, temperature sensors, widget counter sensors, and dashboard that and send that information to the cloud so you can review all the information live and in real time. So rather than reacting to issues that occur and paying lots of money in order to fix the issue, you can now proactively monitor what's going on and plan when you're going to do your maintenance. And so that leads to real financial benefits, because if you can buy a part on a 10-week lead time rather than get it next day in a rush, you'll save a lot of money.
Have you got any more examples where Brainboxes products are used in condition monitoring and how this is delivering benefits?
Yeah, so we've talked about the train company, and at the moment that's a trial on 10 trains, and they hope to roll it out across their fleet. The other really interesting example is the British Antarctic Survey at the South Pole. They have a remote platform that they use to perform experiments, and in fact it was at this platform they first discovered the hole in the ozone layer. So they're performing all these experiments, but the ice sheet is melting and it's now not safe for people to be on it all year round. They still want to run their experiments, so they have to remotely provide energy to the platform and be able to keep those experiments running. So in order to do that, they have a diesel turbine, and our products, one of them is an analog monitoring device, monitors the flow of the diesel, monitors the pressure of the diesel, and makes sure the right amount of fuel is going to the microturbine to generate the right amount of electricity for the platform. And this platform runs remotely, unmanned, for 9 months of the year, and the asset's been constantly monitored to ensure its health and its uptime. So that's a really fascinating example, and it doesn't get much more remote than the South Pole. And also, of course, in factories, it's critical to make sure your assets are functioning correctly, and our devices are used heavily within factories. And examples like the train company that I spoke about.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Luke. And to find out more about the solutions offered by Brainboxes, please visit their website. All the details will be shared on screen shortly. Thank you very much.
Pleasure. Thanks very much, Paige.